welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you are new here. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I am going to be recommending you guys a book that has genuinely changed my life for the better. I'm going to share with you guys all of the main takeaways that I've gotten from this book because I am a note taker and I wanted to write down some bullet points from this book and just kind of be able to share them with friends or you guys, and just recommend this book to you guys. I am going to be sharing the book Atomic Habits with you and everything that I kind of learned and took away from the book. There is just so much information in here that you genuinely need to read it yourself in order to get the full capacity of what James Clear is trying to portray. So I took some notes on this book that I can share with you guys and kind of give you guys the gist of the book and kind of get you guys in the mode of wanting to read it. Let's get started. I'm going to share some of these notes that I took on the book with you guys. So the first note that I took is setting goals is not what gets you to the road to success. Winners and losers have the same goals. It's the systems within your daily life that get you to the road to success. The next thing I'm going to share with you guys is probably the number one takeaway that I got from the book. This is so important to me. This is literally probably the thing that changed my life the most. And that is that when you fall in love with the process instead of the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. If you tell yourself, until I get this, until I get a car, until I get this dream job, until I get this, I cannot be happy, you're most likely not going to be able to get there. And even if you do get there, you're going to be miserable in the process. And why would you want that? You don't know how long the process is going to take you. Say it takes you 3 months to save up for the car that you want, or say it takes you 6 months. Why would you want to be miserable in those 6 months leading up to that car that you want to get, your dream car? You need to learn to fall in love with the process. So go out and get a job, a temporary job, somewhere that you love, a place that you love to shop. If you love the gym, get a job at the gym. Okay, my next takeaway is that one of the most practical ways to eliminate a bad habit is to reduce exposure to the cue that causes it. So the cue that causes it is basically someone picks up their vape and hits their vape, and that's kind of a cue in your head. Okay, now I want to hit my vape, right? He'll go into depth more on every single takeaway that I'm sharing with you, but basically just reduce your exposure, make it less accessible, make it inaccessible if possible. Basically make it invisible. This takeaway is also very important. Self-control is a short-term strategy, okay? This is one of the things that I took away too. And I'm reading a book now that's all about perfectionism and this and that, and how perfectionism is not actually healthy and it's not actually sustainable. And she actually says the exact same thing in the book that I'm reading currently that James Clear said. Self-control is a short-term strategy. It's temporary. You're gonna end up breaking down at one point, you know what I mean? You need to change the systems. You need to change your environment if possible, you actually have to break it down, because self-control is you have the systems of your bad habits within you. You're trying to push back on those systems that are incorporated into your everyday routine, which is a short-term strategy. It's not going to work. So next is that reframing your habits to highlight their benefits as opposed to their drawbacks easily reprograms your mind to make a habit seem more attractive. All right, next, good is better than perfect. Okay, good enough, it's all better than perfect. You want to know why? Because perfect doesn't exist. That is so important. Next, make your habits so easy that you'll be able to do them even if you don't feel like it. That is a really freaking good one. So for me, I'm gonna let y'all know, going to the gym is genuinely so important to me, not just because I want my physical appearance to look good or because of my physical health, but because it actually helps my mental health. My mental health is not nearly as good without the gym on a pretty much daily basis. So I decided to go out and get a job at the gym, because working at the gym helps me already. I'm already there. I already have to go there, right? Now that I have a job there, I'm being paid to go to the gym. There you go. That's a really good example. Habits are easier to build when they fit into the flow of your life. Just like what I just said. I kind of talked about this a little bit briefly in one of the other takeaways, but create an environment where doing the right thing is as easy as possible. So you need to just basically set yourself up for success. Next, you can't improve a habit that doesn't exist. Standardize before you optimize. So the quote, standardize before you optimize, is very similar to the perfectionism thing. When you do it, you want it to be perfect. No, you need to Start the habits. Read for 2 minutes a day. If you can't read for 60 minutes a day, start by reading for 2 minutes a day. Standardize that habit. Get that habit going. Start reading for 2 minutes every single day. And when you have standardized that habit, you can now optimize it. You can work to optimize it, and you can increase that every single day. Read for 5 minutes a day. Read for 10 minutes, and slowly work your way up to reading for 60 minutes a day. You know, you cannot start with 60 minutes or you will not sustain the habit. So now I'm going to share with you guys the steps to creating a good habit, and then I'm going to share with you guys the inverse of those steps, which is how to break a bad habit. So steps to creating a good habit: make it obvious. Number 2, make it attractive. Number 3, make it easy. And number 4, make it satisfying. Again, James Clear is going to go into depth on every single thing that I'm talking about in this video in his book. So I'm really just going to go over like just what I wrote down. I'm not going to deep dive into every single bullet that I did, because he does the deep dive for me, you know what I mean? And so if you read the book, you'll get it. So steps to breaking a bad habit, which are the inverse laws. He calls them the 4 laws. Make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, and make it unsatisfying. Pretty easy to remember. If you know the 4 steps to creating a good habit, all you have to do is inverse them, and that's how you break your bad habit. Again, he'll go into depth and give you literal examples of how to do this. He'll give you templates. He'll give you everything. He even has a website that he links in his book multiple times that has so many good resources for you guys. This next takeaway was another really like essential one in my opinion. Every single one that I wrote down was essential. That's why I wrote it in the first place. But this one really like kind of had me, you know? So the cost of your good habits are in the present. The cost of your bad habits are in the future. Example, the cost of your good habits are in the present. You're on the treadmill, you're on the Stairmaster, you're fucking dying. You're in the gym, you're dying, you can't breathe, you're sweating, you don't feel good, you literally feel like you're gonna puke, and you hate this, right? It's really hard for you. But in the long run, you're gonna have amazing physical health, your mental health is gonna be better, etc., etc. Smoking. You get immediate relief from smoking, okay? But the cost is later. Years and years later, you're struggling with lung cancer, or, you know, you can't breathe. You can no longer do the things that you love, like go to the gym or go on walks with your family, because the costs are in the long run. But because the cost of your bad habits are in the future, it's a lot easier to develop your bad habits. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. There you go. Adding an instant cost to your bad habits is a great way to prevent them and eliminate unhealthy behaviors. Another takeaway is, if you can find a more favorable environment, you can transform the situation from one where the odds are against you to one where they are in your favor. This is a good one, okay? For example, he goes into depth about Michael Phelps and how he's so good at swimming, and it's because genetically we are born with certain like advantages. Find your genetic advantages and put yourself in an environment that's going to be able to optimize, give you the full effect. You know what I mean? So like for me, I have a brain, I'm very left-brained. I'm very good in school, like I'm very, you know, like linear with a lot of things. So putting myself in an environment where it's catering to my mind and my mindset and how my mind runs very quickly, and I can kind of channel my energy into the right thing, is really important and really good. So maximize your odds of success by choosing the right field of competition. Your success is going to increase if you're in the correct field. If you mess up one day or give yourself a break for one day, that is okay. That is a part of life, and you should do that. And that goes directly into the perfectionism thing too. Perfectionism is unattainable and it is temporary. You need to be a human being who can give yourself a break sometimes, you know? So don't let life get in the way. Don't let yourself friggin' roll over and curl up into a ball just because you missed one habit one day. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. Pick yourself up and continue on the next day, and you'll be okay, because we're all human beings and we can do that. So I'm sorry if I kind of went through those pretty quickly, but as you can see, I did have a good amount of notes, and I really didn't want to hold you guys up for too long. I also want you guys to read the book yourselves, and that way you'll really get an in-depth look at everything that James Clear is trying to say. But literally, here you go. There is one of the templates that he provided, and it's basically showing you how to break bad habits and how to create good habits. And yeah, so get this book, please. This book, it's worth it. Get it, keep it, put sticky notes in it if it's your own copy. The reason I chose to write notes down and not put sticky notes is because I'm probably going to share this with my siblings, or I'm going to give it to friends to read. I actually got it from literally my ex. Thanks, only good thing I got from him, literally. But yeah, it's an insanely good book. I highly recommend it. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of it, but if you wanted some more information or some key takeaways, there you go, you have it. It has genuinely changed my life and helped me change my systems. As you can see, my bed is made, okay? And it gets made every single day. And that's just one little good habit that helps me to start the day and get in the mode to do all of my other good habits, you know? I hope you enjoyed this video. Click the subscribe button if you would like to see more. I have a bunch more books that I could recommend you guys, so if you like the book recommendations, then definitely let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches!